Hello, welcome to the Emerald Edge. Today we're going to be running down the patch notes for 13.20, the changes and differences this will make to the mid lane tier list, and let's get into it. So, firstly we have some nerfs to Zed, which are probably the most impactful changes of the whole patch. Zed has been very strong for a while now, and the change they're making here is just to increase the duration of his W, which is very impactful for Zed and very important when you go to those ability rotations, and that really lowers his spot in the meta right now. Then we also have a sort of a small buff to Ziggs, but a very nice buff to increase the hitbox on his Q, which is super beneficial. It means you'll be hitting the Q more consistently, and it also helps with clearing waves of minions. You can hit caster minions more effectively, and it's just a great change to have for Ziggs, who was already kind of relatively okay in the meta, but I think this pushes him up definitely a few tiers. Also have buffs to Morgana, but these are more so to would affect the support Morgana more than the mid lane, where we don't really see Morgana played much anymore. She just doesn't bring enough to the mid lane in terms of being able to pick out that one high value target. But again, nice buffs, and they also maybe would look towards bringing Jungle Morgana back with the improved damage on the W, but yeah, still probably not the best mid laner. And how do these changes affect our tier list? So currently we still have sitting in S tier, Xerath, Vex, Echo and Sylas. All very strong picks, all for different reasons. Xerath's got very good poke at the moment, he scales like crazy. Just a really good pickup at any elo. Vex can dive very well and does sort of a mix between poke and diving. Echo's probably the best skirmishy mid laner. Sometimes there's high damage in top and jungle, and you need a mid laner that can just be a bruiser as well and disrupt the backline. And then Sylas is a great option depending on comp specific games. If there's a high value ultimate on the enemy team, Sylas is always a great pickup, and his lifesteal is just fantastic. Now on to the A tier, where there has been some changes. So most notably, Zed is down from S tier. We no longer think he's the best AD mid laner. Would nearly place Yone above him, but Zed is still a great choice. Definitely a small nerf that will affect him, and his win rate will probably drop a tiny bit. But other than that, Ziggs has moved up. Ziggs is really good, sort of does the same role as the Xerath, but with the improvements to his Q. He's been great in the bot lane for a while, but now I think that he can return to the mid lane and do a great job of just clearing waves, pushing in for towers. Getting those early turret platings has been a huge thing this season, more so than other seasons. Also, you have your battle mages, Syndra, Orianna. I've seen good play in pro play, and you have those sort of assassins in Kassadin that scales like crazy. Always good in the lower elos where games last longer. Same with Akali, also a nice scaling champion that takes a few items to get good. B tier looks about the same. We have some good choices there. Radiant Soul has been scaling up well, but he's just a bit difficult to play and can really lose out against some of these higher tier picks that are just a lot easier to play and offer a lot more for the player. Then a great skirmishing, Ari's a great assassin pick. Then you sort of your control-ish Heimerdinger and Veigar if you want to just sort of hold down your lane a bit more. And then Fizz is also a great AP assassin, but not as good as, say, Sylas, Echo or Kali. Then in our C tier we have some champions that just, they need a bit more to be viable in the mid lane or to be a priority pick for solo queue especially. The main change here is that Morgana moves up from D tier, because I think, yeah, with the buffs she can definitely make more of an impact in mid lane and is quite viable. Now for our champion pickups of this patch. So for lower elo, bronze, iron, silver players, definitely would recommend Ziggs. Ziggs is a great pickup at the moment. He also does flex in the bot lane if you really have that option. Maybe you're autofill bot and you want to play a mage, it's a great option. I think he just brings enough wave clear, wave manipulation, tower pressure that in this lower elos people don't know how to play against. For our other pickup, we have Vex, who is a little bit more difficult to play for sure, but the dive potential she offers for those lower tiers, those big team fights where you can hit your ultimate, pick up like a triple kill, it just happens very often on Vex. She's very good cleanup, very good lane, good poke, good wave clear also, which is I think is very important at these lower elos. It makes CSing a lot more easy and makes pushing and keeping control of those waves better. So she is definitely one to pick up. She's been strong for a while now, and I think she's in a good position now where she won't be not relevant for the meta. So definitely could recommend. Now for the higher elo picks, we have Syndra in there, who has been great, consistent, and just scales very well. We've seen it in pro play, picked up a bit recently. Just always a safe pick. You have that lockdown, you have that single target damage. Also we have Silas in the list because Silas is great, and depending on what the enemy comp is rocking, if they have something like a Maokai, which has become popular, like a Vi, one of those big target ultimate abilities that you can steal and really turn around a team fight. Higher elo pick because he is very skill shot reliant and difficult to play. He relies a lot on flanking, some split pushing, but yeah, definitely one to pick up and one to really one trick, but he's also not viable in every game, so he's also a little bit more difficult to recommend than the other champion. And that was our overview for patch 13.20. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe and follow for more content. We plan on doing these for every patch in the future, and yeah, have a good day.